This is another question asked in 2026 board exam. Let's take a look at the question. An arch of a railway bridge built on Chenab riverbed is shown in the above diagram. It's a parabolic arc connecting two hills at point P and Q. If the parabolic curve is represented by the polynomial P of x, which is given, observe the diagram and based on the above information, answer the following questions. So we'll try to make a few interpretations from the diagram given. It's a downward facing parabola. We know that the polynomial expression for such down facing parabola has a negative coefficient for x square. This is very important. So look at the x square and the coefficient before it. There is a negative term. So it's a down facing parabola, right? Observe the diagram and based on the above information, the points are given. This is the x-axis. The points where the parabola meets the x-axis are called the zeros of the polynomial, which means x is equal to minus 238.5 and the other x value would be 228.5. The zeros are directly given. So you don't have to factorize this polynomial and find the zeros. Moving on to the first question, write the coordinates of the point A. So we have the polynomial y is equal to so and so, y is equal to p of x, and the point where it meets the y-axis. Y-axis is otherwise called x is equal to 0. So the point where it meets the y-axis has x is equal to 0. So p of x in which x is equal to 0, y would be equal to 136. So if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 136. If we take the coordinates of the point A, that would be 0, 136. The next subdivision, find span of the arch. So the span would be this distance plus this distance. Because we are moving along the same line, the same x-axis, we just have to find what is 228.5 minus of minus 238.5. We don't have to use the distance formula here because the 2 points lie on the same axis, the same line x-axis. Now, the span of the arc is 228.5 minus of minus 238.5. So that would be equal to 467. Is it given in meters? We don't know what the unit is, so I'm writing it as 467 units. Third subdivision, write the zeros of the polynomial, which is already given. So the two zeros are x is equal to minus 238.5, comma x is equal to 228.5. Now they're asking us to verify the relationship between the sum of zeros and polynomials. We already know the two zeros. So for 3a, the sum of zeros, so that would be minus 238.5 plus 228.5. So that would be minus 10. Using the formula, the sum of zeros is minus b divided by a. We need to write the polynomials a, b, and c. A is the coefficient of x square, which is minus 0.025. B is minus 0.025. And c is the constant here. B is the coefficient of x including the sign. C is 136. So the sum of zeros, that is equal to minus of minus 0.025 divided by minus of 0.0025. So if you cancel minus and minus, you will be left with minus here. And 0.025, so this would be what, 25 divided by 2.5. So the answer is minus 10. So we get the sum of zeros being verified. The relationship between the sum of zeros as found by the formula, that is equal to the sum of zeros as found from the zeros of the two polynomial, zeros of the polynomial, right? The values of p of x at x is equal to 100 and x is equal to minus 100. Are they the same? Writing the p of x expression here. If x is equal to 100, so p of x becomes minus of 0.025 times of 1 followed by 4 zeros. So that would be minus 25 minus. So here it would become minus 2.5 plus 136. So p of x value becomes 136 minus 27.5. So that would be 108.5. The other x value is minus 100. When x is equal to minus 100, p of x is equal to, this does not change because when squared, minus 100 gives you the same value as plus 100. So minus 25. So here it becomes plus 2.5 plus 136. So here the value would be different. So I'm writing it here. So p of x when x is equal to minus 100, the value of that would be 138.5 minus 25, so which is equal to 113.5 units. The two values are not same. They are not same. That's because there is an x coefficient with a negative sign. So when you substitute x is equal to plus 100, the value is different from when you substitute x is equal to minus 100. That concludes the case study. If you have any more questions to ask, let me know in the comment section.